Good evening, everyone, and welcome to just a second. Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another session of the DQ Labs conversations. My name is Dion, and I'm handling today's session about the NIFT 2021 counseling process. So, firstly, glad that all of you all have come here to this session. Now, the reason why we're conducting this session is because a lot of students have reached out to us and they're very worried about what's going to happen tomorrow because the counseling process starts. So I just thought, let me come up and clarify what is going to happen tomorrow. But before that, I will be starting base, with a basic uh, you know point of view. But before I start, I just wanted to see if everything is all right and all of you can hear me clearly. And if you can, please uh, type in yes in the chat section. Let me see that. Just a second. So if you can hear me, please. Yeah, if you can see me, please type in yes. Okay, I'm just okay. All right, I can see that. I can see a few yeses. So let me resume my screen share. All right. So, right. So what we're covering in this section is number one, interpreting your NIFT scorecard and why it's important, referring to previous year cutoff ranks and why that's important, and most recent notifications on the websites, the documents, the timelines, etc. So before we start, what we need to ensure is that all of you have qualified NIFT 2021. This is primarily for those who have qualified, and of course those who are interested in the process as well. For them too, this would be important. The second thing is you need to have your common merit rank and category merit rank handy. That's important as well. The third thing is that you have gone through the 2020 NIFT cutoff ranks, which is available on the NIFT website, and that you have identified the program that you primarily want to pursue. That's a very important aspect. The next one is that you've identified at least two backup programs that you may consider, and you know at least three campuses. Very important that you identify at least three campuses that that you would certainly consider, three campuses that you may consider, and three campuses that you definitely not consider. And of course, this last one, maybe or maybe not, maybe you'd consider all, but uh, try and have this ready, and we would try to work this out through this conversation. So if you have not worked on any of these, don't worry, you still have time to work on this. All right. Now, uh, starting off with the NIFT scorecard, a very important uh, aspect has come in, that this time the situation test has been cancelled, and the admission is going on through the only through the 80 marks of the CAT and GAT. So which means that um, what's going to happen is that they will your scorecard will look like this, with your name, the program you've applied to, your form number, roll number. All this is important, and I'll tell you why it's important. Okay, and the marks you scored. Now, you will also get something like this: your common merit rank and your category merit rank. Right. Now, this is very important for you to have. Um, Now, why is it important? Is because when if you do look into the 2020 NIFT cutoff ranks for last year, you will see these two columns. One is an opening CMR and a closing CMR. Now, what is the CMR? It is a common merit rank, not category merit rank. common merit rank, right? So this is a very confusing aspect to everyone, because both are CMR and nobody knows what it really refers to. All right. So please make sure that you understand this. The second aspect is you will see various things like this, right? So um, whatever, for every category, you will see an opening rank and a closing rank, right? Now, if you are considering admissions into this particular course in this particular campus under this particular category, these are the common merit ranks that you need to refer to. Now, it's a different thing that, through the admission process, and you may get another the actual admission process happens via category merit rank, which means now, at the time of admissions, you will be able to see which seats are available in under your category, and you'll select your seats there based on the category. But how you're going to be called for the admission process itself is based on the rank, right? So say day one will be rank 1 till maybe rank 800. Day 2 will be rank 800 to rank 1600, right? So they will call you for the admission process using the common merit rank. And once they call you, then the number of seats that would be dependent um, would be allotted. Those seats will be allotted as per the reservation category. So say for example, is 1920 and the category merit rank is 229, right? So the other thing I want you to see is the category that the student has applied to, which is OBC non creamy layer. All right. So what happens here is that if you want to see which campuses, guesstimating which campuses or program you can get. Now, for example, an OBC non creamy layer, we look at the closing merit ranks, right? Closing CMRs. The closing rank is a common merit rank, which is 1920. So this is much higher than this aspect, right? So this is where it gets, probably accessory design is out. Probably fashion communication is out. Um, Fashion design is out as well, all right, as an option. But knitwear design is a definite possibility. I can't say definite possibility, but it's a possibility. All right. Now, we also can't say that these are out, because every year uh, the cutoff ranks change. So it's a little bit of a, you could always have that hope that you could get in, but try and be as rational as possible. Use the last year's cutoff scores as a guideline. All right, that is, it's all a guideline, but you can still do what you need to do here. All right. um, right. So in this case, I've shown you two examples. One is if the student wants Bombay or Mumbai as sorry, Bangalore or Mumbai, right? So now even in Mumbai, um, if we look at this rank, the cutoff rank is for accessory design in Mumbai is 1921, right? When in this case, her cutoff rank is this student's cutoff rank is 1920. So here also, while last year it was 1921, this year she probably has a good possibility of getting here. So similarly, you'll need to look at all these things. So in Bangalore, um, the most likely course program that she can get would be knitwear design, and in Mumbai, the most likely program that this candidate can get would be possibly accessory design and knitwear design as well. All right. So that's very important for you to understand this, uh, the process and the likelihood of getting into a program of your choice. Now, the next thing a lot of parents have asked me is how many seats are there? All right. Now, how many seats are there is pretty straightforward. what you need to do is, okay, now that you've identified that, okay, knitwear design is a possibility in both the campuses. Now you look at the number of seats that are available at knitwear design in Bangalore, right? And there are 37 seats. And if you look at this table in the prospectus where it talks about the reservation of seats, 27% of these 37 seats are reserved for OBC, right? So in this sense, what happens is you need to, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward calculation. It would give you an approximate idea. So that would give an approximation of about 10 seats available for knitwear design in Bangalore. All right. So that's how you kind of identify the chances of now. The next step doing the next steps, just a second, I'm losing one of my slides, hold on, for some reason. Okay, for some reason I can't, I think one of my slides got deleted. um, but let me do one thing. All right, um, now let me share another set of pages. All right, now this is very, very important for everyone to know in detail. All right, this is where all the notifications come out, and it's very important that you keep following this page um, every time you consider this school. All right, I'm sorry, I lost, I've deleted one of the pages by mistake, I'm guessing, in my slide. but but yeah, but please be sure to look through all of these and look through the notifications. So these notifications come from time to time, and if you look um, into this prospectus, I'm going to uh, zoom in for you. All right, now over here it clearly says that the details of the counseling process will be informed on the website in the month of May or June, whatever. All right. And candidates are advised to regularly check the NIFT website for further information. So, this is a very important aspect. What happens is this gives um, NIFT the flexibility to change dates and, the process based on the current conditions that are prevalent, right? So it's very important that they keep things flexible. Processes also are dynamic and are changing, each year. Now, of course, this year has changed because of the pandemic, so there's not so much of clarity as to what the exact counseling process is going to be like. But we need to wait for the notifications to come out. All right. Now, if y'all are looking at the notifications, sometimes these notifications also keep changing, so you need to periodically check this. All right. So, for example, this one of the previous notifications said, instead of saying notified shortly, they said it would start on the 1st of July, right? But then later on they changed that, and they made this, this is what it looks like now. The date had been removed. Subsequent to that, what happened is, they announced this process. um, this particular um, notification has come out. Thank you. Yeah, this particular notification has come out. It's a very important notification. What it says is that on 29th June, 10:30 a.m., that is tomorrow, all right, the online counseling registration process for admission 2021 will commence. All right. I really am curious to see what each one thinks about this. What is your interpretation of this? If you all could type it out in the chat box. What do you mean by this? what do you understand by this? It's very important that you'll understand what this is, because um, what's important is that you're reading every word and interpreting the words correctly. All right. So, so just so you know, what it says, all it says is that the counseling process for registration, online counseling registration, that all that means is they're just going to start the registration, like how you applied for the NIFT exam in the first place. Now you need to apply for the counseling process, and it's a simple process. All you need to do is go. They'll upload the link tomorrow. You click in that link. What you're required to do is put in these details. All right, your name, your form number, your roll number. Just put these details in, and your email address, have a valid email address, and that should be sufficient. This registration window is open for a week. You are not required to upload any documents. You are not required to upload anything else. All you need to do is just apply and keep it ready. The next process will happen when they talk about the notification. So just like you have notification 2, you'll have a notification 3 that will come out at a later stage. So you need to be open and waiting for that stage. All right. Um, so very important that you follow this particular page and you know this prospectus very well. All right. These are the important things that you need to know. Um, Coming down to the notifications, if we see the notifications here, notification. All right. So this is one of the most recent notifications that has come out, which is a medical certificate. All right. Now, again, you just need to make sure that you follow the instructions here, read the instructions, very straightforward. All they say is, uh, earlier they said you had to go to a government certified doctor. Now you're saying just any doctor who's registered with the Medical Council of India. So that's sufficient. So that you can get. The formats are all given in the prospect in this as well. I'll show you where the formats are in the notification. Yeah. So the other thing is that's very important is to go through this page, right? The documents that are required. Now, what you need to do is make sure that the documents that you have here are, you just collate it, keep it ready, follow the instructions, whichever one you're working on. So there's a list of documents. Similarly, there's BF Tech and all of these. All right. So whichever one you're looking, make sure that you follow these documents, and all the annexures are here. All right. So the annexures are here. Now, under the annexures, you're going to see the candidate for provisional admission. So provisional admission means you've not got your 12th marks card yet, right? So that's pretty much all of you. So for them, this would not be important, right? And there are these undertakings. Now, if you look at Annexure 4, this will include if we go here, a lot of the definitions are there, a lot of the um, whatever information that you need is here. All right. Describing each category and what documents you need to keep ready. Certificate of disability, um, all this is important. All right. and you need to just ensure that you keep all these certificate of um, yeah, medical certificate, but this is for dyslexic candidates, and all of this is here. So it's all described here. What you need to do is make sure that you take the certificate and read all the documents and just follow the instructions. It's made very simple for you. All you need to do is refer to these instructions. All right. Now, refund against withdrawal of fees, right? So they have the process described here in detail. All right. And you need to sign this undertaking, which talks about the how you're going to forfeit any fees, or what the fees are going to be forfeit, all of this. But all this, the clarity will come out in the next few days once the registration process is complete. All right. This is, I think, the medical examination. All right. So they've made an exception for this. But yeah, so you need to get this fitness certificate. All right. And I think this is the undertaking for the NRIs and the PIOs and all of that, right? So I'm going to pause sharing, and I'm now if there are any questions that you have or anything that's on your mind. It's very important that you all um, look into this again. Make sure that every one of these documents is something that you've looked at. Please do um, type in your questions now if you have any, or if I've answered all your questions, also do let me know. Um, but yeah, just so you know, resume slide share, and I just want to go to this one. Yeah, very important that you do this. So in the next few days, what you need to do is the exercise that you do. All right. Number one, of course, register. But after you register, don't just sit there and do nothing. Find three campuses that you would certainly consider, or you may consider, or definitely not consider. Okay. Now, why I'm telling you to create these three buckets is because when you start researching on each of these campuses, you'll want to talk to people, meet people, reach out to them through your network, and we'd be happy to facilitate this as well. um, we will be inviting our students of the last year's batch or the previous year's batch who are at different campuses to talk to you about their campuses as well, or their experience. And those who have joined last year would probably be able to give you an online experience, not more than that. But our previous students would be able to give you a little more description on their campuses. So that's something that we will be doing next week, or that depends on the availability of our students. So we're going to do that next week. So that's going to help you understand the college and the campus life better. um, Ensure that all your documents are ready over the next few days, and also try and look at the job opportunities in each of these programs. Identify job opportunities. I identify what each one does in a career, what kind of a career you can make. um, can you do your masters, and what areas of masters people have done, what is the new trending technology. This level of research has to be done. All right. Now I'm going to see if there are any other questions coming in. Right. So there are no questions coming in. um, is there any other information that you all would want? Because there's many questions as possible, so that we can answer this for you. Okay. Yes, Aviva, you don't have your 12th scores yet. I'm sorry. I think my the chat didn't get updated. But now it's updated for me. Okay, we don't have our 12th scores yet. Yes, so that's the reason why you need to give the the affidavit. That's also why they have kept the entire um, the thing open. They said, let us keep the next steps so that, just give me a second, is they've kept the next steps open so that they said we will release the next notification for you, and at clarity, and they'll take it in steps, because this year there's a lot of uncertainty there. But the standard thing is that you need to answer your you need to give them a provisional marks card, um, and the affidavit that talks about the provisional marks card. All right. So the self-attested copy of 10th board certificate should be enough, signed by the kid or the parent. The student, um, right. So number one is self-attested copy of the 10th board certificate. Um, so this, generally what happens is the student has to sign it themselves. All right. So but yeah, but if you do check with the notary would also, maybe you could give a notarized copy as well, if possible. That would be good. Otherwise, a self-attested copy would be the attestation of the student themselves. Lydia Lobo, so do the students who have already got their 12th results before have to write the provisional form? No, Lydia, they do not. um, because you already have the form, so you have your marks, so there's no need for the provisional marks um, to be done. For registration of for registrations, no documents are Srinidhi Rajesh. Yes, the answer to that is yes. You do not need any documents for registration. All you need is your scorecard. Make sure that your um, form number and all that is correct. Your email address that you use is correct. So make sure that that process is fixed, so that you know for the registration, absolutely nothing else is required. For all those who are going for counseling, Selena, the medical fitness certificate is primarily to see that you are medically fit to handle the course. All right, to go through the 4 years, that you don't have your color blindness and all that, or whatever the uh, you know disabilities, whatever your present fitness, right? So if you're applying without any disability, then um, then you need to prove that you're completely fit for the program. Otherwise, if you have a disability, you need to declare it, and then they would consider, okay, with this disability, are you eligible or not? So, and that's something that you should have declared earlier. But otherwise, the point of the medical certificate, it's not to see whether you have COVID or not, um, but it is to see that you are medically fit for the course. Um, are there any chance of getting into older campuses in the second round of counseling? Okay, Anjali and J Art. Yes, Ajay, like I mentioned, it is very important that you follow the identify based on your rank and um, on your common merit rank and your category merit rank, or primarily your common merit rank. You need to see what the chances are. So I hope you've seen what I've shown you at the beginning uh, of this talk. But if you have not, do that again. Let me just do that again because it's very important. Um, what you need to do is you need to look at your common merit rank. Based on that, two things. One is your common merit rank and the category that you have applied under. Um, these are the two specific things that you need to see. Go into last year's cutoff list that you'll find on the NIFT website. Look at that rank for your category. What is the cutoff, the closing CMR, right? That should give you an idea. Now, this is after multiple rounds of counseling. This is the final closing rank. So yes, if you miss your first one in the first round, if you miss getting into the college of your choice, you need to get into the college of your choice for the second round. You can possibly look at that. Um, but like I said, you you go through all the campuses, see what you can get, make sure that see how many seats are there. All of this is just additional information. Okay, this is additional information. This is a good guideline where you are actually kind of seeing what are the courses that you could possibly get. And once you do that, sort this out. My suggestion is that, oh, broaden your horizon a little bit. Yeah, I understand that you probably want fashion design and you're not getting that. You could probably want to look at maybe knitwear design or something like that, so that would give you a better it would widen your options if you're specific on the campus that you want. The second thing is the campus itself. Sometimes maybe you want to be in a certain region, or you don't want to be outside your city, or you want to be outside your city, right? Either ways um, either ways you could also consider campuses like that, and use it as a guideline to create your shortlist of colleges. All right. um yeah, how is the exact process going to be tomorrow? If someone ranks before us doesn't confirm a seat, then won't others be able to do it unless that person does? Anushka Shinde, you're asking a question which would happen at a later stage. It's a very, very important question that you're asking, but this is not going to happen now. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen for the next 1 week. For the next 1 week, the focus is going to be on registration only, which means logging in and ensuring that you have qualified, that the right person who's qualified is going to be taking part in the next counseling rounds. All right. But yes, this is the process that's going to be subsequently. We will come to that. We'll have another specific session for the second round of counseling, the counseling process, once the notification comes out. All right. But technically, yes, if someone what options are there to change? Balraj, ideally in a NIFT, it's important that you select the course of your choice when you get in. All right. Although the first year is a foundation year, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of interactions with each other. It's good fun, but there is the flexibility is a little difficult for you to get into, to change your course after a year. The option is not ruled out. Okay, there are possible options, but it's not an easy method. It's not a guaranteed method. So it's preferable that you do whatever research you want to do. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to explore yourself, and what you possibly want to do, and try and figure that out right now itself, so that you choose the course of your choice. Okay. But yes, if you do want to, there is an option. It happens after, towards the end of next year, but once you get in towards the end of the first year, but the option is there, but it's a very slim chance. Anushka Shinde, where is the registration? Registration will be online. They will release the link tomorrow, and that should be declared. All right. Should we select our courses tomorrow in registration? No, Shri Kavya, you don't need to select your course. um, Balraj, do I need to pay 3 years fee if I change the course next year by taking 2022? exam. Okay, so what you're saying is drop a if you take the program and then you decide to drop for any reason and you appear for NIFT again the next year and again you try, do you still need to pay the 3-year fee? Uh, Technically, no. The council cancellation policy is described in the prospectus, but the answer is no. That the government gives a provision where you don't need to um, pay the remaining 3 years fee. A lot of people have different circumstances for which they need to drop out, and they should not be penalized for that. But there will be some losses which would be described at a later stage. All right, or it would you know reach that stage once you get in. Shri Kavya, should we pay first semester fees in the counseling once we confirmed our seat? There is a counseling fee. There is a confirmation fee. What you need to do is wait for the clarity in the notifications. Let the notifications come out. Don't jump the gun. Don't come to any conclusion. Let the notification come out. Once the notification comes out, then it becomes easier. Um, Indrani, the seats are given based on common rank or category rank. I've answered this before. It is the seats are the counseling is happens based on the common merit rank. You are called for counseling based on common merit rank, and the actual seat allotment happens based on category rank. All right. I hope that's clear. Shruti Mahesh, in my 10th certificate, my name just has an initial at the end, but in the NIFT application, I have expanded the name, similar to your Aadhaar card. Is that okay? Um, Shruti, I think this is information is standardized. In cases like these, it's important that you try and get an affidavit at least justifying the change, saying that you're the same person. You never know, sometimes all these additional documents can help you out. Ideally you need to reach out to the NIFT helpline and get them to give you a confirmation on this. um, but a lot of times it's hard to reach out to them, or the responses are delayed. So as a backup plan, just make sure that you get an affidavit, keep it with you in case you have to use it. If not, don't worry about it. All right. um, Shri Kavya, if CMR, if category rank used for, good question. This is a good question that everyone has a lot of confusion about. The common merit rank is only used to call you for counseling, right? The counseling process happens in an order, and you're called in that particular order. um, Whereas the seat allotment happens as per the category merit rank, right? um, so is that Sri Kavya, I hope I've answered your question. I think I could also give you an example. There's a nice example here. um, let's let me do this. Okay, now for example, if you look at this particular student, all right, fashion design last year, the opening common merit rank was 1, which means the student who got first rank last year came under OBC non-creamy layer. All right. uh, so this is the first seat that went last year. All right. But having said that, this rank this has gone only from the OBC. Now, under the general merit, say rank 2 was a general merit student, right? So rank 2 general merit would be rank, their category merit rank would be rank 1, right? So they get the first preference for the seats in fashion design under their category, right? So that's what happens. That's how it is done. All right. So I hope that explains it. Okay. Let me see more questions. Shri Kavya, I don't know if you've if my question has been answered. Um, right. For fashion design, which campus is better, the Bangalore campus or the Chennai campus? Srinidhi, this is a very subjective question to answer. Um, Everyone has their own preferences. Campuses are, choice of campuses are based on various factors. But yes, if it comes to uh, faculty and location and opportunities, both these campuses are pretty good. um, I would recommend both, but if you're specifically asking between Bangalore and Chennai, it works out to a personal preference. A lot of students from Chennai who would prefer to go there. A lot of students from Bangalore who would prefer to be in Bangalore campus. But in terms of the faculty and the opportunities, it's pretty much on the same lines. Um, but the generally, if an indicator would be the cutoffs. You can have a look at the cutoffs on on each of these campuses and see which one is more in demand. And when you go by that, the Bangalore campus is more in demand than the Chennai campus. All right, but that by no means means says that Chennai is better than Bangalore, Bangalore is better than Chennai. All right. Right. So what could be the alternative for fashion communication if I don't if I happen to not get in the campus of my choice, right? So, good question. Now, for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this prospectus. Um, really, what you need to do is is this: you need to see there are various options. All right. Now, really, for fashion communication, um, there's not much of an alternative that is related to communication. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to actually go through this. Okay, the prospectus. Number one, go through each of these. Let me pull this up. All right. Now, each of these is described extremely well over here, each of these streams, right? So it's described very well. So what you need to do is you need to do a lot more research on this, and you need to figure out that if it's not fashion design, I would fashion communications, I would select maybe apparel design or textile design or XYZ, right? So that's something which neither I can advise, nor your parents can advise, nor anybody else can advise. This has to be driven by you personally, right? You are going to be doing the studies. You are going to be doing putting in the effort, right? It's up to you to see that you are motivated yourself, when you reach this program. So if you're selecting a program, make sure that your alternative program, and you're not getting that, make sure that an alternative program um, is in your second line of interest. And always remember, if you miss the bus um, in your year one, or if you think, oh my god, I can't change after year one, you can always change at a master's level. Just make sure you work on a good portfolio, showcasing your interest, um, in the area of communication, and take it from there. All right. Um, Hope that helped. All right, Kuhu. I hope that that help that helps. Okay, okay. मेरा M.Des में OBC NCL rank 120 है. Any idea मुझे college मिलेगा? Okay. Mm, Snehal. Snehal, I think think what we need to do here is, let me just show you this particular uh, page. Okay, just one second. Right, I'll share my screen now. All right. So Snehal, what you need to do is you need to come to this particular page. You need to look at the last admitted ranks. All right. Um, this is under the from the NIFT website itself. And what you need to do is you need to identify over here. You said you're M.Des, right? Or what's your question? M.Des may OBC NCL rank. Okay. Please like this webinar. Those who are have found answers to the questions, please do like this webinar so that we understand if it's been helpful to you. But yeah, yeah. So for example, Snehal, you'll need to come here and you'll need to see, okay, M.Des, um, M.Des, OBC, or whichever category is, what is the opening rank and what is the closing rank, right? So that's very important um, that you have to that you see this. So you don't need me to tell you this. So at 120 rank, you can definitely get into, say, say Bangalore, right, for M.Des, and similarly you can go through all the other, uh, all the other um, schools as well. Oh, you're right, campuses. I'm going to look at more. So, Snehal, I hope that's helped you out. I can't, I mean, these are things that you would need to research yourself. It's very important that you research yourself and get the questions answered. All the information is there. You don't need to worry about that, right? All the information, you just need to know where to look and how to do it, right? So what I'm here for is to help yourself, help you get that information, see where to look. There's certain things that, because of our experience, we have a little more familiarity, but it's not something that you can you can't find yourself. All right. Mervyn Davis, is NIF Chennai or Hyderabad, or better for PF Tech? Again, Mervyn, I think this is a subjective question. There's a lot of factors that come into play when you're looking at this college versus that college. It's not only, very important that your questions has to be a lot deeper, right? Now, if you're saying which is better, you're asking me for my opinion. You can ask you can ask 10 people for their opinion and everyone would give you varying opinions. That would confuse you a lot more, right? So instead of asking is this better or that better, you need to kind of ask what is better, who are the why is one better than the other, right? So you need to ask the why more than the what, right? So when I say that, what I mean to say is you need to be asking, um, probably, um, you know where do you get more job opportunities, or um, uh, where do you get more industry exposure? Those are the things that you need to answer. Those are the things that you need to ask and get that confirmation. A lot of it, you need to is available now. What you need to do is, and it's again is very important. Now, if you ask me which is better, I cannot give you an opinion that this is better, that is better, right? um, in my opinion, both are NIFs, both are are really good, and the factors doesn't only depend on one or two things. There's a multitude of factors which decides which is better. What I can suggest is, if you go through the last year's rank list, you'll see an overall general preference, right, where students prefer one or the other campus, but that is also absolutely no guarantee that that's a good way of measuring. All right. So the best thing for you to do is you decide yourself. You do a little bit of research. Uh, Go through the website, see which one has got more interactions, what is it you're liking, go through the faculty list, right? Identify which are the faculty that you like, why they are good, what their background are. If you are able to dig a little deeper by yourself, you will be able to answer this question yourself. Okay, but it's very hard for me to say, choose one over the other. Anushka, could you please mention the common documents needed for UG candidates? Okay. Uh, um, okay, Shrikave, I saw your message, but the link does not appear. I'm not sure if you get the link. Um, yeah. So maybe you could. I don't know if you are. Are you a student of DQ Labs, Shrikavya? Those who are students of DQ Labs can connect with me directly, but those who are not students of DQ Labs can call 959-100-1000. Um, this is a board number to reach out to us. Okay, you'll be speaking with Mr. Sham Bhatt um, from DQ Labs, and you can do that. Yeah, but I briefly saw your question. What you're saying is that they say that the common merit rank is more important. Yes, the merit rank is more important because you are being called for your seats are being allotted based on in the sense you'll be called for the counseling round based on your common merit rank, right? For example, like I mentioned earlier, maybe rank 1 to 1000 will be called on day 1, 1000 to 2000 on day 2. So that is the need for the common merit rank, and the earlier you get your date to select, the better it is. So that's why the common merit rank um, is important, is very important. All right, but like I mentioned before, the seats are allocated based on the category ranks. So it's important that you understand that the category ranks are what you need to look into. That is for the seats. All right. If I can probably give you another example. All right. Now, for example, let's say um, here there are only 37 seats, out of which only 10 seats are reserved for OBC. Right. So, so those 10 seats are what you need to are what you can probably qualify for. And that is important for you to know that there are just 10 seats and you are whatever XYZ rank, and that this is what you're competing for. All right. But it should not overwhelm you. But but those are the category ranks for that's how category ranks are important. All right. Could you mention the common documents needed for UG candidates? All right. Um, sorry. Yeah. So if you can see this, or let me select the other one. All right. So in this notification, right, all the documents that you need are there in this notification, right? Notification dated 22nd June. So what you need to do is come here to the NIFT website. You need to click on this notification for admission counseling. You'll find this dated 22nd June, and you'll get all the documents here. So whichever uh, documents are listed here, you need to keep that ready. If you don't have those documents, there are affidavit formats that are there at the end of this particular um, document, which you can qualify for. All right. Um, right. So anything else? Anything else that you need to understand? Okay, this is an yeah. So this is the list of documents, and I hope I've answered your question. Right. The next question for general category, how many seats are there? Right. Um, Now I did show this in one of my presentations. Okay. Right. So let me resume this slide. So in this slide, we see that there is 27 for now here you look at this, all right. So these are all the seats that are available in this particular campus for this course. Now what you need to do is you need to see how many of these seats are for reserved categories. So what you need to do is you need to see, okay, 27 plus let me just bring my calculator up. So that is 27, 15 plus 7.5 plus 27 plus 10 plus 5. So there's approximately 64% of the seats are reserved for reserved categories, and which means that about 35% of the seats are reserved for general category, right? Um, that's how it is. But again, I mean, this is a little fluid. Sometimes if the seats are not filled, they open it up for others. Sometimes if the NRI seats are not filled, that's put into the general category. So this shifting happens, but for all practical purposes, you can stick to this particular formula, right? Would the category ranks matter for general as well? Uh, yeah. So when it comes to general, general ranks, the idea is that it shouldn't matter too much. I mean, general category typically goes by it actually doesn't matter, right? Whether the because it's like this, all the category ranks, all the common merit ranks are there, and everybody who belongs to a category will move to the other areas. So this would happen in order in any case, so it really doesn't matter. um, but typically it'll yeah, it doesn't matter, but for technical purposes you can say yes, it matters. When it comes to the allocating of rank, it will still go under category rank, under general merit category, right? Anuya, I hope I've answered that question for you. Okay. Sri Kavya is asking, so if seats of the OBC category is over when my rank arrives, and there is a chance for a person whose common rank is above mine to belong to general category to get seats. Um, can get seats. Let me read this again. So if seats in OBC category is over when my rank arrives, and there is a chance for a person whose common merit rank um, is above mine to belong to general category, can get seats. Okay. Uh, Kavya, I understand that you've framed your question. So I'm not very sure if I've got your question right, but just so from what I understand, you're saying, okay, in OBC, if in my category, which is OBC, if I'm allocated the seats and I don't get it in, so and my rank is say um, 1920, all right, in OBC, I may not get the seat, but maybe a 3000 or a 2500 rank in general merit could possibly get the seat. Um, that is a technical possibility, but practically it doesn't happen, because what happens is there are more students who who apply. General merit has a little more competition over the reserved categories. So generally, the general merit seats get over at a faster pace. Okay. Mm, but yeah, uh, technically, a person with a general merit category, a common merit rank, and OBC with a common merit reserved category, let me say reserved category with a common merit rank, it's unlikely that one would go above the other. It's more likely that the common category merit rank student would have a lower um, lower rank, meaning a rank beyond that. So for general category, rank would not really matter. The common merit rank would not really matter, Kuhu. All right. Do we pay the fees after confirmation of her seat or before that? Technically, after confirmation of your seat, because what happens is you cannot confirm your seat unless you know that this is what I want. Um, you won't want to pay for it, right? So the answer is that you typically confirm your seat first, and then you pay the fees, and then the seat is yours. Not everyone has to upload their 12th standard ID card or certificate from the principal. It's for people who opted for the state domicile category, or does everyone need to upload? Um, as of now, Aparna, follow the instructions in the notification. All right, what the notification asks you uh, in the document that has been uploaded already on the NIFT website, which I showed you a little while ago. Make sure that you follow those instructions to the T. Keep that there. Then whatever extra information that you feel like it's important, you get affidavits or whatever you work on that and keep it ready. But typically, this is all they're going to ask you for. So don't worry about anything else. Ghazala Khan, I really want to be a fashion designer, but I have no more time. How can I do? Um, I'm not sure what you mean by I have no more time. All right. Uh, Possibly, I'm trying to figure out that that you're finding it hard to balance time. Um, what you can do is you can connect with us, and there are various ways in which you can manage your time, and it would be very important that you manage your time effectively. uh, you can, I'm assuming you're looking at 2022 programs or 2023 programs. What are you looking for? But I'd prefer if you contact Mr. Sham Bhatt, and he would be able to guide you appropriately. Okay. um, Anuya, the documents required for counseling itself. So the documents are required for the counseling itself, right? And not during the registration tomorrow. Yes, Anuya, I've answered this question a little while ago. Very important for you to note that tomorrow I don't want, a lot of people are freaking out saying that, oh, the registrations are opening tomorrow, and XYZ, and they're very concerned about the timelines. But I don't want you to be concerned about the timelines. There is sufficient time. Use this time well to make sure that you are um, to make sure that you are focusing on what uh, your selection of colleges. All right, use that time well. Use it for your documentation and all of that. Now I'm also looking for okay, let's see what the other questions are. Right. So, would there be any other questions? Um, if there are no other questions, I will end this webinar. We're already past the 6 o'clock time slot, so I'll just um, do that. All right. So if anyone wants to ask us any questions, please reach out to us. Click on the inquiry form here. Go to our website. Please do like and subscribe to the DQ Labs channel. Um, that will help us understand, a lot more. It'll help you better. Look out. Now, if you subscribe and click on notifications, what will happen is the next week we're going to call past students from different campuses. So it's very important that you attend that to understand which campus is going to be a preferred campus for you. All right. Uh, Please do fill up this form, click on the like button, I'm not seeing the like buttons increasing, the likes increasing, so it's important that you do that. I hope we've helped you out as much as possible. Um, Thank you so much, and we'd be happy to. If you do have any more questions, type it out in the comments. We'll respond to it in the next few days. I hope this has helped you. I hope this has helped you clarify a lot of your doubts, and I would like to end the session right away. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. All right. All the best to all of you. Take care.